morning, everybody. I'm Zoe Oliver from the Penn Press, and today we are here with Tony Allen, a William Penn alumni. Thank you so much for being here, Mr. Allen.
Glad to be here, Zoe.
It is great to finally meet you. So, how are you doing this morning?
I'm excited. I'm always love to come back home. There's some special times created at William Penn for me.
I'm very excited too. So, you graduated from this very school in 1988, correct?
I did, long ago.
Yes. And I'm sure the school was vastly different than it is today. So, what was your experience like?
You know, I think William Penn laid the foundation for my professional career. I'm all about bringing people together from all different backgrounds and ability and experience, and that's what you find at William Penn. We were such a melting pot of ideas and race and ethnicity and communities, and that has been my life's work, trying to figure out how to do that wherever I am. So not only did I have a great deal of fun, learned a ton, but I really thought about what America could look like when I was at William Penn. So I've tried to translate that in everything I do.
I love that. Were you involved in any extracurriculars?
Yes, I was.
Really?
I wrote for the Penn Crier.
Oh
I was the sports editor. I ran cross country many hamburgers ago.
Wow.
I was a pole vaulter.
Wow, you did everything.
I was in the Student Government Association.
Oh my God.
I was a student announcer. I was very involved.
That's great. And did any of this influence you in your personal life?
You know, mostly was the Penn Crier.
Most definitely.
I love writing. Absolutely love writing. I had a teacher here, Betsy Corrigan, my English teacher, who I adored, really taught us the value of writing and critically thinking, and I have committed to that in my life's work too.
That's great. And I hear that you have a very impressive resume. You are the 12th president of Delaware State University, and you also worked with now U.S. President Joe Biden, correct?
I did. In fact, when I worked for President Biden, he was a senator, and I worked as his special assistant and speechwriter. And as I said, I got those initial grounding, that foundation, right from William Penn.
It's like the English, it's all building up.
That's absolutely right. Absolutely. And I tell you, even at Del State now, one of the things that we really want to get across to our students is writing thoughtfully and thinking critically can really open up a lot of doors regardless of the discipline you're in.
Yeah, that's great. So what emotions did you feel when Biden first reached out to you?
You know, I have had a relationship with the president now for about 25 years.
Wow.
I was 26 when I first started working for him. But what that really turned into was a relationship with the Biden family more broadly, particularly his oldest son, who since passed away, Bo, who was a really good friend of mine. So I'm always humbled by the opportunity to do whatever they ask me to do. But it's because they're like family to me.
Right. I love that. So what did you do while working with Biden?
Well, I did two things. I was a speechwriter.
Right.
And I was also the liaison for him to the city of Wilmington. So really, I thought my background is in urban affairs and public policy. So I was connecting public policy with a lot of Wilmington communities and their needs on behalf of the center.
Okay, that's great. And now tell us a little bit about your own presidency. What did you do in a day, Mr. President?
I don't know. I've started off at my alma mater, talking to you all. I'll go over to an event on climate change right over in Old Newcastle, right after this actually. I'll go see my mom, who still lives up the street in the neighborhood, and then I'll go back down to the campus. We're doing a number of things here, particularly as it relates to international partnerships. So we have signed a deal with USAID, which is the largest international development organization in the world.
Oh my gosh.
And which has been fantastic for us, from to give us our faculty and our students a lot of opportunity for international exposure. We just got a $30 million grant from the state of Delaware.
That is amazing.
For early care education. So we'll be a leader in that regard as well. And on Tuesday, Barclays gave us $1 million for our Global Institute for Equity, Inclusion, and Civil Rights. And that really came out of the unfortunate murders of George Floyd and Breonna Taylor. We really wanted to make sure that we were taking our assets to our broader community to really make sure that we were making a difference. So lots of good things are happening at Delaware State. And I always say, anybody that comes to Delaware State, and Zoe, I hope you give us a look, anybody that comes there, we're trying to do two things. Make you an exceptional in whatever profession you choose, but also make you an exceptional citizen, so you really know the importance of giving back.
That's amazing. You have been doing so many great things. That is awesome. So, did you ever see yourself doing what you were doing now?
It's funny. In 1995, I was 25. I wrote down 10 goals. One of those goals was to be president of an HBCU.
That is amazing.
And
Great goal.
And let me tell you, I didn't do anything to create that trajectory for myself, except do the thing that was in front of me as best as I could. Make sure I made the kind of connections that I thought were important, and tried to do for others as others had done for me.
Yeah.
And the opportunities continued to come, such that when the moment arrived for me to go to Delaware State, it wasn't a tough decision at all. And in fact, it was the best professional decision I ever made in my life.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love that. So, based on all of your success, what do you think makes someone an effective leader?
Listening.
Yeah.
I think more than quote unquote commanding the troops, the best thing a leader can do is listen and empower. So the opportunity for me to have my students empowered, my faculty and staff empowered are really important. I can tell you, right at the start of COVID-19, my Student Government Association came to me virtually, obviously, and said when they got back on campus, they wanted three things. They wanted a Black Lives Matter Boulevard on campus.
Right.
They wanted us to review all of our relationships with other businesses to make sure our values matched theirs. And they wanted an ongoing relationship with the university police, so that could be an example for what community policing could look like back home. These are all students that came with these ideas.
That's great.
And I was able to accommodate all those things, and it's made the university better. So again, because we were listening and not always commanding, our students felt empowered. And that's just one example of what I hope happens every day at Del State.
Right. That's amazing. I think that's great. So are you fulfilled with your life? If everything were to just stop right now, would you be fulfilled with what you've done?
That's a deep question. What I would say is what I believe is most important, and I've learned this. I didn't always subscribe to this. Family is what's most important.
I agree.
And I have four beautiful kids, and the love of my life is actually my high school sweetheart. We took her homecoming here.
We've heard. We've researched.
So when I'm paying attention to them first and putting them first, my life is on much better footing, and today I'm doing that in a much better fashion than I ever have. So regardless of what I do professionally, as long as they're good, I'm good.
That's amazing. I love that. And I bet your children are very thankful to have you as an amazing role model. So what is the biggest lesson that you would teach your children as a father of four?
Well, when my oldest son is 28 now, he's a great young man. But when he was in 8th grade, he had to write about advice he received from his parents that he actually took. And one of the things he wrote was, "My dad always tells me there's no replacement for hard work."
Yeah.
And that is my biggest advice to my kids. You can do a lot of things. A lot of things will happen to you because of the blessings of God. But at the end of the day, you have to work, and you have to do the thing that's in front of you as best as you can possibly do. If you do that, the rest will take care of itself. Sometimes we worry too much about big house, lots of money, etc. Just find your passion and do that wholly, and I can assure you, I'm a testament to the rest will take care of itself.
Yeah, because that's really what it's all about.
Yeah.
So I completely agree. Now that we've got the advice that you give to your kids, is there any advice that you can give to William Penn students?
Take advantage of what you have here. I'm very committed to this, and you'll find that most William Penn alum are. It is a special place because of the very, very different experiences and backgrounds of your classmates. And I can tell you that on any occasion, I could be talking to a friend who came from a very poor background, but has reached a level of success, or somebody who had a very stable, unique opportunity, but didn't really get to know people that didn't look like him or come from where he's come from until they got to William Penn, and it's made them a better person. So really take advantage of the diversity that exists here. You'll always have lifelong classmates, but again, as I said at the beginning, what's great about William Penn is they look like America, and that's going to make us all stronger. So take
I
advantage
agree.
of
A
that.
lot of diversity. Well, thank you so much for your time, Mr. Allen.
Thank
this
you,
was
Zoe.
great. The Penn Press appreciates you.
Okay, I'll give an admissions letter before we end this interview.
Okay.